So I'm going to take a minute to talk about a little bit of UX, specifically login. I'm going to show you one that I think is good and show you why. So churchofjesuschrist.org, if you go to My Account in Ward and click Sign In, when it loads, notice that the box starts at one size and it changes to another size. This is important. Like normally, when it comes to UX, I value consistency. We want things to be a similar size, we want it to be a similar shape, we want it to have similar features. But notice how different each screen here is. So I'm just going to type in some gobbledygook and then hit next. And then watch as it changes size and then it changes appearance too. So now we've got this image in the middle, whereas before we just had words and now the words are down below. And then, of course, I can't sign in without an account, but whatever. The point is just that, especially with these types of flows like login, where they're very, very, very similar, if you go from one screen to the next screen and you stay consistent, which generally is a good experience, people may not know that anything changed. So I would say that this wasn't too jarring. It was mostly consistent, but each page was different enough that if you are someone who's looking away and looking back, you don't feel like you're looking at the same page. You know that something changed. Or even if you just click the button, you don't feel like nothing happened because only a word changed. The page physically changes, and it takes a much longer time than is necessary. How long does it take to advance from one screen to the next? Like a couple of milliseconds in terms of both browser time and server client response cycle. So they've padded out the time that this takes. And let me just go back, and I'm going to do this again just to show again now that we've talked about it. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click on My Account, sign in, and once the page is loaded, it takes additional time to load the sign-in that it wouldn't need to take. And then when I go from username to password, it changes very much, and it takes additional time. That transition time is just padded so that you can feel like something changed. And I think this is actually a pretty good experience. There's a couple things about it I think could have been better in the way that things move, because it does look a little bit clunky if you were to slow-mo it. But I think they did a good job on that. I like it. The one thing that I would recommend that you don't do is put any sort of icon over on the right-hand side, because that's also where a password manager is going to try to put its icon, and then the person wouldn't be able to click on this. That should either be on the outside and this pulled in, so the input be made shorter, or possibly put over here on this side. But you shouldn't put things right there, because that's where password managers like to insert their stuff. So anyway, hope that was helpful. Adios.